Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Investing Iguana, the show where we explore the fascinating world of money and finance. I'm your host, Iggy, and today we're going to talk about a topic that is both intriguing and alarming: money laundering. The Singapore Police Force, SPF, arrested 10 foreigners in one of the largest anti-money laundering operations in Singapore. The suspects are aged between 31 and 44 and are believed to be part of a criminal syndicate that laundered money through the purchase of properties, luxury cars, and goods. The SPF seized about 1 billion Singapore dollars, 736 million US dollars worth of assets, including 94 properties, 50 vehicles, 250 luxury bags and watches, and more than 23 million Singapore dollars in cash. Hence, you may be curious why money laundering is obsessed with luxury cars, watches, and bags. In this episode, we will uncover this intriguing connection between money laundering and luxury goods. Money laundering is the process of hiding the illegal origin of money obtained from criminal activities, such as drug trafficking, corruption, or terrorism. Money launderers use various techniques to make their dirty money look clean and legitimate, so they can spend it without raising suspicion or facing legal consequences. But why do money launderers love luxury items so much? Why do they buy expensive properties, cars, bags, watches, and even liquor with their ill-gotten gains? What are the risks and challenges of detecting and preventing money laundering in these sectors? And how can you protect yourself from becoming a victim or an unwitting accomplice of money laundering schemes? Now, let's get started. Money laundering is a huge problem for the global economy and society. According to the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, UNODC, between 2 and 5% of global GDP is laundered each year. That's between $800 billion and $2 trillion in current US dollars. That's a lot of money that could have been used for productive purposes, such as education, healthcare, or infrastructure. But instead, this money fuels crime and corruption, undermines democracy and the rule of law, destabilizes financial markets, and distorts competition. Money laundering also erodes public trust in institutions and authorities and harms the reputation and integrity of legitimate businesses. So how do money launderers manage to move such large amounts of money without getting caught? Well, they use a variety of methods and strategies, depending on their goals and circumstances. But one of the most common and effective ways is to use trade-based money laundering. Trade-based money laundering is the use of trade transactions to conceal the source, ownership, or destination of illicit funds. It involves manipulating the price, quantity, quality, or description of goods or services that are traded across borders or within a country. For example, a money launderer could over-invoice or under-invoice an import or export transaction, inflating or deflating the value of the goods or services involved. This way, they can transfer money across borders or within a country without raising suspicion or paying taxes. Another example is to use phantom shipments or false documentation to create the appearance of legitimate trade. Transactions that never actually occurred. This way, they can move money without moving any goods or services at all. Trade-based money laundering is very difficult to detect and prevent because it relies on legitimate trade channels that are essential for the global economy. It also exploits the complexity and diversity of trade transactions, the volume and speed of trade flows, and the differences in laws and regulations across jurisdictions. But what does trade have to do with luxury items? Well, a lot actually. Luxury items are often used as vehicles for trade-based money laundering because they have certain characteristics that make them attractive for money launderers. First of all, luxury items have high value but low volume. This means that they can store a lot of value in a small space or weight. For example, a diamond necklace worth millions of dollars can fit in your pocket or handbag. This makes it easier to transport and conceal large amounts of money without attracting attention. Secondly, luxury items have high demand but low supply. This means that they are scarce and desirable commodities that can be sold quickly and easily in different markets. For example, a Rolex watch or a Hermes bag can be easily liquidated in any major city around the world. This makes it easier to convert dirty money into clean money without losing much value. Thirdly, luxury items have subjective value but objective quality. This means that they have no fixed price but have clear standards of authenticity and condition. For example, a painting by Picasso or a bottle of wine by Lafite can be valued differently by different buyers depending on their preferences and tastes. But they can also be verified by experts based on their provenance and quality. This makes it easier to manipulate the price of luxury items without arousing suspicion. These characteristics make luxury items ideal for trade-based money laundering schemes. Money launderers can use luxury items to over-invoice or under-invoice their trade transactions, creating discrepancies between the actual value and the declared value of the goods or services involved. For example, a money launderer could buy a luxury car worth $100,000 with dirty money in one country, then sell it for $50,000 in another country using false invoices. This way, they can transfer $50,000 of clean money across borders while hiding the remaining $50,000 of dirty money in the car. Alternatively, a money launderer could sell a luxury bag worth $10,000 for $20,000 using dirty money in one country, then buy it back for $10,000 in another country using clean money. This way, they can transfer $10,000 of dirty money across borders while keeping the remaining $10,000 of clean money in the bag. These are just some examples of how money launderers use luxury items to launder their illicit funds. But there are many more ways and variations that they can employ to achieve their objectives. The problem is that these schemes are not only harmful for the economy and society, but also for the legitimate businesses and consumers that deal with luxury items. Money laundering can distort the market prices and demand for luxury items, creating unfair competition and reducing profits for honest traders. It can also damage the reputation and quality of luxury brands, eroding consumer confidence and trust. And it can expose innocent buyers and sellers to legal and financial risks, such as confiscation, fines, or prosecution. So what can we do to prevent and combat money laundering using luxury items? Well, there are several measures that we can take at different levels. At the international level, we need to strengthen the cooperation and coordination among countries and organizations to share information and intelligence on money laundering trends and patterns. We also need to harmonize the laws and regulations on trade and anti-money laundering to create a level playing field and reduce loopholes and inconsistencies. At the national level, we need to enhance the supervision and enforcement of trade and anti-money laundering rules and standards to deter and detect money laundering activities. We also need to increase the awareness and education of the public and private sectors on the risks and indicators of money laundering using luxury items. At the individual level, we need to exercise due diligence and caution when buying or selling luxury items, especially across borders or online. We also need to report any suspicious or unusual transactions or behaviors to the relevant authorities or agencies. By taking these measures, we can make it harder for money launderers to use luxury items as tools for their criminal schemes. We can also protect ourselves from becoming victims or accomplices of money laundering. And we can preserve the integrity and value of luxury items as symbols of excellence and elegance. That's all for today's video. I hope you learned something new and interesting about money laundering using luxury items. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button. It really helps us to understand what kind of content you want to see more of. And don't forget to subscribe. Here at the Investing Iguana, we're dedicated to helping you navigate your financial journey with confidence and clarity. And guess what? There's plenty more where this came from. Stay tuned for our upcoming videos, where we'll tackle other interesting financial topics like the best investment strategies, understanding the stock market, and how to make your money work harder for you. As always, we're thrilled to have you as part of our Investing Iguana community. Your support helps us keep producing free content like this. Remember, every like, share, and subscribe goes a long way. Thanks for joining us today. Keep investing, keep growing, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.